Hello and welcome to a Mad Chili stream. So today we're going to be loading in on our flight sim. So today we're using a freeware Dash 8. So we're using ATC. And the reason I'm choosing to do this today instead of the flight back from Cologne, I've installed World of AI. And I've installed a couple of airlines which generally go around the UK, which basically gets us the real life schedules of these aircraft, and it's very nice. So I've got Flybe, British Airways, EasyJet, Ryanair, you know, the usual sort of airlines that do go around the UK quite often. So today we're going to be flying from Southampton down to Guernsey, and probably back, and maybe another one too, depending on. So great. So today we have 43 passengers. Obviously I can only do it. So, in terms of weight as well, we have 4,000 pounds of fuel. But one bug that I am aware of in this plane, which is quite annoying, one bug is that this plane can only really take for some reason it only uses fuel out of one tank. And if there's a way, if there's a way to solve this, basically it only takes fuel out of one tank. So if the one tank does start getting quite low, what I just pause the game and load more fuel in it in flight, because you can do that with default aircraft. You can just pause the game and add it. So if I am doing that, I know it's technically cheating, but there's nothing I can do. Baggage isn't always about 800, so I tend to leave it about that. I'll put it to 900 for today. But unfortunately, I think it is a bug with the planes. It only uses one fuel tank, so its fuel capacity is half what it really should be. So the payload today, go with 11,000, and at the moment it's gross weight. We need a bit more. We need 1,000 more. Well, not quite 1,000. I think we need about 800 more. So that gives us 49,500. 49,600 is our... So I'll go with that. That's basically exact. So it's now time I load in. Oh wait, I do need to also set the flight planner. So obviously it does use defaults. Guernsey, EGJB, IFR. It's low altitude today. Actually, no, I think low altitude is below 140. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make much a difference. So fine route. There's our route. Cruising today at 14,000 is our cruising altitude. I've got that off the Fly UK website. And we are going down to Guernsey. So save that flight plan. And we can now load in. How nice is that? Yeah, the audio is fine for once at the start of the stream. I did, instead of just turning the recording on and off again, I also did a couple of checks, turning my recording software on and off. It does appear to have fixed the thing with my... Also, it does appear to have fixed the microphone for now. One thing with this World of AI, it does use quite a bit of... it seems to use a reasonable bit of FPS up, so... Just one thing. So I'll put on that. I think this is a plane starting up. Well, that's not what we're going to do for now. So 14, first of all, I think we need to tune ground. I'm not going to request clearance yet, just yet. What I'm going to have to do first is set. Oh, I need to set parking brakes. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing doesn't seem to have parking brakes. There you go, got it in the end. So that's the button for parking brakes. So we want to just board, and it will ask me how many passengers we've got today. So today we have 43. We'll take EasyJet. handling crew. So they will get on with servicing us. So you can see there's quite a few planes in the area. So now the bus is going to spawn in. The stream has crashed on my phone, so I'll just take that off, put it back on. There you go, so the delay is not too bad, so we'll request
Southampton
that.
Round, Foxtrot, Lima 674, ready to copy IFR clearance to Guernsey. Foxtrot, Lima 674, is cleared to Guernsey Airport as filed.
Guernsey, it said. So we've been told climb and maintain 9,000. That's our initial sort of climb heading. The mode, we want it to be like that. Really, our start waypoint is Sam, but we're at Southampton Airport, so that's kind of rubbish. Yeah, I did acknowledge it. Right. That could become a problem, that first waypoint. I don't have to skip waypoints though, you can't do it. Actually, yeah, what if I click that and then click clear? That doesn't do anything at all. Holding it down didn't do anything either. Okay, so it doesn't appear that we can delete this. So it's just a bit of a mess up on the game's part, I think.
Good morning. Thank you. Hello. Welcome aboard. Good morning. Thank you.
Passengers are now boarding.
Morning.
Good morning.
What I'll now do is start up my Skytrack system. Skytrack recording has started. That's all checked. Yeah! So I was just starting the Skytracking system. So I'll just... There you go. So we've now started. We're now being tracked on the FlyUK website. Ready to go. Turn off fuel cross speed. I don't understand what's up with this. It just always confuses me a little bit as to why. Because I've looked around all the fuel. There's no fuel controls. There's the fuel flow.
How are you? I'm doing good.
And that's it really. I have, because once I did run out of, I had to go around. That's one thing as well with using AI. Unfortunately, sometimes the AI can arrange you in a bit of a bad pattern and it will tell you to go around. I will be ignoring, for anyone that does say it's unrealistic, I'm going to ignore any go around calls I get, because generally it either becomes a bit of a pattern and it is just super annoying. So I'm going to be ignoring those call outs. Boarding has just been completed, so it is now time to plug in the plug in nav, and it won't put that in yet. So we're going up to initially 9,000 feet. That's our initial climb. So we want to put that up to 2,500, and then it's time to request pushback. So request taxi. We're going to go left.
Lima 674, ready to taxi IFR. Foxtrot, Lima 674.
Hold short of runway 20.
Short
Yep.
of runway 20. Using taxiway Alpha Bravo runway 2. Contact tower 118.2.
So they go acknowledge.
And hold short runway 20.
Turn that on.
Taxiway Alpha Bravo runway 2. Foxtrot, Lima 674.
So the ground crew are just hooking us up now. I'm not going to be using any lights because unfortunately, again, in this Dash 8, the lights are a bit too bright. They're really bright for no reason at all.
Locking gear.
There you go, they've locked the gear.
Departure check completed. Commencing push. Pin inserted. All engines clear. Start at will.
They want us to start engine, so Control E for auto start is what you do in this plane. So there we go, pushing back from the gate. I just want to check how oh look, a plane has just landed, a Flyby has just landed, presumably the plane that will go in my gate. I'm liking the recording quality as well, very smooth. So that plane's just landed. That's another Flyby. We're taking off in this direction, but unfortunately I do have to go all the way along the runway in order to do it, because it's so stupid. I know, it's just obviously the way this airport has been set out. This thing doesn't take long to take off though, so we'll be able to take off slightly earlier than we're supposed to, because there's a weird, I'm not sure whether it's a glitch or just something, but this thing accelerates like it shouldn't. Like, it just accelerates so fast. It really shouldn't accelerate that fast. I'll just check the sky track. Yep. One thing, like, with Fly UK is obviously you do need it to track your flight. But one thing I recommend, really recommend now, is always check that it picks up that you started. Because sometimes it doesn't pick up that you've started your flight. And it can be quite annoying, so always check that. So we're being pushed now, and that's it. I think that's the push complete just by that arrow is where it should be. Okay, so their call sign is just Jersey. So they've been told to go to gate. Well, they've been told to go to gate 3, which is where I was. In position, set parking brake. I will move this down a bit for now. Go. Well, no person watching, nice. So this man with the weirdest walking physics in the world is in, he doesn't walk. He's just gonna get on with that. So I assume they're gonna give me priority because I'm departing, he's arriving.
Unlocking gear.
So I've just been told unlocking gear. They'll tell me when. Why did they move? Why is it suddenly moved? That DSX box.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Further down, I'll move it up to the top of the page. There you go, they have told him to hold position, which means that once these guys have cleared off, I can go. I'm cleared to go. Just with my phone that I'm on in the stream with, I was going to put it there, but then I realised it got in the way of the throttle, which obviously I've only just... So there you go. So I've been told it's all clear, and they'll say have a good trip, and I can leave. So there you go, I'm off. I know. When you turn off your parking brake slightly too early, they don't tell you to have a good trip. It's like they're really salty with you. I don't know. Do they get salty, or maybe they just get cross? Oh look, another one has just landed. I'm not sure where that's going to go because, well, it appears that there's not space. I don't think there's space for another one. There's probably some more gates along the side. Maybe one of them's running late, I don't really know. What I'm happy with though, it's not actually lagging at all. See, that Flyby Flight 172 was the one that just landed. The FPS on the game itself is a bit low at the moment, so that's why it might be lagging slightly. So here you go, runway 20, runway 2. Or runway 20, runway 2. It's actually not lagging at all, so I'm happy with that. But we are at the runway now, but I'm gonna have to taxi all the way down. So request taxi clearance.
Ready to go. Runway 20, IFR.
We're onto that plane, the Flyby plane that just landed. I think it's because there wasn't enough. I think somehow it's because there wasn't actually enough. There wasn't enough spaces for it, so it just disappeared. Or maybe that was like its last flight of the day or something, it wasn't scheduled. Or maybe I don't know, maybe it was taking off. I don't know where it was taking off from. Also need to put flaps into flaps 5. ready for that. So I'll just taxi down. Again, this thing takes off super quickly, so it doesn't need an awful long runway to actually take off. So I'm just going to go about halfway down, swing it around, and then we can leave. So just check everything's in place. On this plane, in terms of checklist, it's very simple. Make sure, obviously, the radio's set how you want it. Make sure your route is all set up and ready, and then make sure that, or basically just make sure all this is working how you want it. So nav and out are all in at 25. Make sure the flaps are in 5. Make sure the gears are down, obviously. Make sure there's no warning lights at the top. That's basically the only sort of warning lights you get in this thing, so do check them. Okay, I think I've reached a satisfying point in the runway now. This is the touchdown zone, so I'll just turn around here. This thing, again, it has quite a short turning circle, so you don't really need a turning point to do it. Because again, it's quite a small plane. This being a freeware plane, obviously the physics on it are not what you'd call exact how you get, say, compared to a pay aircraft like the PMDG 737, because this cost nothing. PMDG 737 cost £55, so obviously that you are going to expect different levels of quality. So now we're 9,000 meters checked. Run the clock and go. Again, this thing you can just see, look, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It's not realistic at all. But it does mean you can take off quite quickly. See, you really don't need much of a runway to take this thing off. Positive rates, gear up. I'll plug it into autopilot. Again, it's a manual throttle in this plane, no auto throttle in this plane. So again, that is one thing you have got to remember. This thing, it has no auto throttle, no control. I've looked everywhere, there is not a single kind of auto throttle. You really have got, you've got to manage it yourself. Normally when you use an FSX flight plan, it brings up your route on there, but obviously it's not doing that today. So going to tell me climb and maintain 9,000, resume own navigation, which is what we want. So we'll just check how laggy this is. We're getting 32 FPS in the game, so it should be fine on YouTube. Anything above 30 is YouTube speed. Yeah, lovely. It's less laggy than the last stream even, so I'm very happy with that. I aim, in this plane you always aim for the speed of about 300, sort of 50, 60 for cruising. It gets up towards 380, 390 at cruising. But yeah, do be a bit, because as you can see now, oh my word, for some reason the two tanks are actually working. Normally the two tanks never ever work, but today they are choosing to work, so I don't know why. Maybe they've had an update or something, but it's actually working today. I've been told contact London approach. I don't know why. Once we get above 10,000 feet, we then have to go with a bunch of approaches. We can actually listen. So initial climb is generally about 2,500, and then after that, the climb you want to follow is around about 1,800, 1,900 feet per minute for lap going up. Then going down between 1,500 and 1,800 feet per minute is sort of what the FSX. I always use 1,800 because if you've done the descent too fast, they just make you hold at that altitude for a bit. If you've done it too slow, you have to catch up and it's a real pain. So being too early to descend is much better than being too late to descend in this game. Shamrock is Aer Lingus. I think today I've got Aer Lingus, Vueling, Ryanair, I've got BA, I've got Flybe. I've got Thomas Cook. But at the moment we're flying this lovely, lovely plane. And sooner or later we will be told, given an approach. We're going on to the London Centre now, which is the main ATC area. See, there are lots of stuff everywhere, so... Tune... They still want me to go with London approach. So I've just reached 9,000, which is of course the altitude they wanted me to hold at for now. So there you go, we've been cleared up to 14,000, which is today's cruising altitude. It's a very short flight, like very short flight this one, so it's 104 miles, so it's very short. But there you go, we've been cleared up to cruising altitude of 14,000 feet, flight level 140. We are now on the London Centre, which is the big sort of, now we're passing towards 10,000 feet, this is when we get tandem off. So the air traffic, now we're out of range from quite a few places, we've just got lots of, so there you go, we've been told our approach, so I need to plug in the approach to my GPS. So I'll say yep to that, and then I need to activate the approach on my screen. So you go, select approach, we'll be given ILS 09, so click ILS 09, we'll be given, you can see there, we'll be given vectors, so click vectors, and I want to activate it. So this will now start flying us towards the ILS. They've been told, obviously, go on to heading mode. So I've been told go on to heading mode, so I need to pop it into heading 255. Make sure you do this before you click on to heading mode, 255, then click heading. And then the reason I plug it into the GPS, even though we're following what ATC tell us, is sometimes they can give you wrong directions. So always look on, obviously I'm a bit too far away at the moment, but always look at what they tell you. And then you can see here we're 60 miles away from intercepting the localizer, which is basically the landing beacon. That's what you want to know. So you can see there, that pink line, that's Jersey. So as long as we can stay within that and they don't guide us off in some random direction, it's good. So we want to go straight on, then probably bank and land. So at the moment we will just simply wait on instructions from ATC. Obviously it's such a short flight, we've been given our approach briefing before we've even reached cruising altitude. If it's a slightly longer flight, it's not quite so quick, but obviously it is really quick on here. I think I do need to download some more AI packages. They take quite a while to do. There are multiple steps that are required in doing them, so I didn't want to do too many for now because it really does take quite a while. So obviously I basically filled up the main airports, like the big airports, obviously the EasyJet and Ryanair, so that'll fill them up. Obviously I did get Flybe for today, so today, obviously because we're doing a lot of regional airports, I didn't miss Flybe. So now we're at cruising, I can throttle back a little bit to about, in a standard plane, about between 80 and 85% is what you talk, is what you want to use for cruising. So at the moment I'm at 80, so I want to put that down slightly, and it should bring us to a cruising speed of about 390 is what we're aiming for, about 390. So you can see now we're well on course, 56 miles to intercepting this localizer beam here. So we're going to go straight on, and then FI09 is where, that's the first waypoint, but the actual approach is that pink line there. So always go to that pink line is what you want to do. So at the moment obviously we are just going to be sitting here at cruising altitude for a little bit. We're not going to have any intervention from ATC probably, we're just going to be sitting here and waiting for further instructions really. That's what I do like, because even though this plane is very simple, it's still nice. Like, I think it's really simple, but I really like it. For one reason, it's quite easy to fly, but it keeps you engaged in terms of you're still always doing something. So you're told to go 220, that's further towards the localizer, so I agree with that. So I'm going to start turning this, not a jet, but I'm going to start turning it 220, and then this thing should start to follow. And there it is, turning towards the flight level I just assigned it. And you can see, this is a downside with it, we really haven't got... Oh look, it's a British Airways 757. Yeah, unfortunately, we have got some British Airways 737s and stuff, which obviously is extremely unrealistic, but unfortunately it's just how it works. In terms of what the problem we've got is that, like, they don't update these very often. So the last update was done in 2017. So, and this BA pack I'm using was updated in 2008. So that's why they're operating things like 737s. It is quite out of date, but it's okay. It's still AI with real airlines. As long as they don't download any bankrupt airlines, I'm fine with it. So you can see here's an EasyJet plane. This is what's nice about it though, is it's a lot nicer than just using your standard planes. It's very nice. So here we are, just cruising along. We're quite close now to the localizer. I can't go down. No, it's still 49 miles. I can go down one, like sort of zoom, so I can see it a bit clearer. Think about it, we could have cruised a bit higher, even like, because obviously Fly UK give me the cruising altitude, so I just follow that cruising altitude. But it does seem a bit like I could use a higher one, because at the moment I'm just cruising along here, and well, I'm not really doing anything, am I? Throttle's bugging out a bit. I don't know why. It's just shaking a bit. Maybe it's scared of something. I don't know. So you can see right now, I clearly do not have quite enough AI packs installed. I'm guessing this is at Guernsey or Jersey or wherever it is, because obviously Flybe are probably the only airline we're going to see there. Here we go. We've been accepted now down to ILS altitude at Guernsey, which is 2000. So generally for this sort of descent you want to go about 1600, 1600 I'm going to leave for now, because it's, and then you also want to power it down to about, until, I'm not entirely sure this is because the torque thing's a bit different each flight. What you do is go to about a fuel flow per hour of around about 1,000, which is the best sort of descent fuel usage. So that's what you want to use. So I'm just slowing it down now, and it should go down to about 370 is what we're aiming for. So like that. Passing 13,000 at the moment, so it's, I'll just check on this again. You can see we're heading right for it, so that's bang on the path we want to follow. And in case we need to go around, there is a go around procedure here, like at this airport, so we're good. There's some Ryanairs. Look at that, Ryanair in the air. I do need to bring the throttle down a little bit more to slow us down, because at the moment we're only doing 385. We do want to slow it down slightly more. I'll just check how my audio is against the game. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So you can see now I've reduced it. We're starting to slow down a bit more, so we want to bring it down slightly more again. See now it's reached about 1,000. It's what we want, around about 1,000. It will start to go up again. Now it's settled, it will go up a bit, and then it will settle, and you can see we're going down to about 375 knots, which is what we want to be doing. Obviously, because of the wind we've got, we're actually doing 362 knots, a bit slower. Actually, it's not knots, it's miles per hour. I keep forgetting. It's, again, it being a freeware aircraft, it can't display everything exactly. Oh, yeah, sorry, I haven't explained it. I'm landing in Guernsey. I'm going from Southampton to Guernsey. Very short flight today. I will be doing the return journey, so this isn't the whole stream, and I might be doing something else too. So there you go, we've just gone on to the Guernsey approach now. And also, I'm flying with Fly UK, the virtual airline. So I'm the virtual airline, flyuk.aero. So tune the approach now. We've been handed off to Guernsey approach now, because we're passing 10,000 feet. So we're quite close to intercepting this. 31 miles until this thinks we're intersected with it, and then I can plug in approach mode, and then it will follow the approach for me. It's very cool little feature that. This plane, that's the thing, this plane does have a system that follows approaches, so that is, again, even though it's a default aircraft, it still does have little things like that. Turn right heading 255, so I think that, yeah, so they're telling me to turn back. What it is, they've probably gone slightly off course. They'll bring me back to 255, go a bit like that, and then arc in. So as long as that's the thing, as long as I know what they're doing, like, and I can follow it, it's okay. So these are the sort of planes around at the moment. This plane's on the ground somewhere. This is Jersey, actually. So in Jersey there is BA. So Jersey's looking very quiet. So again, I will have to look up. I will just have to download every single European airline to get the airports how they should be. So 225. Okay. 225. There you go. So you can see they were just vectoring me slightly to get me back on course where they wanted me. So you can now see the pink line coming up on the 20 nautical mile zoom. So I'm just turning to 225. It's about there. So they'll flow me up and then probably go on to a localizer about here, and then fly on into Guernsey. We are descending about how I'd want to, so I'm happy with that. So the flight's only been going 15 minutes, so it is a very short flight. That's Guernsey there, I think. Also, this plane, again, it does go quite fast, so one thing you've got to watch, sometimes it's landing speed. I've got to knock it down a fair bit sometimes, but weirdly the flaps seem to have a massive effect on how fast this thing. There's no auto brakes as well, so always brake, like use the brake control, always get that ready for landing. But basically, so I have to use, so the flaps in this thing do slow it down tremendously, like more than it would in real life, really. They do slow it down quite a bit. I'm happy with the altitude we're at right now. I think we'll increase it to 1,700 feet, just to get us slightly closer. The speed is exactly what we're looking for, about 350, because as you go lower, the air gets thicker, which means you have to slow down. So it's about what we're looking at. Obviously, we should really be doing 250, but you can't simulate. Unfortunately, you cannot simulate what comes, like the speed restrictions. You can't plug those in. Right, how far are we now? So they're going to want to turn us a bit closer. We're at 18 miles off, so that's Guernsey there. We'll bank round and then land, I reckon. Yeah, I'm happy with the descent speed we've got right now. Only 16 minutes on the clock so far. Here, there, approach mode is activated on the GPS, which means if I click approach, this thing will follow it. But I'm not quite on there. I'm 16 miles off. So there you go. They're gonna start banking me now. So 210 is what they've told me. This is the start of them banking me in. How much traffic is actually? I think it's just going to be small bits of fly B. Really, it's not going to be a lot there. So there you go, yeah, look, they're telling me now to go to 180 heading, yeah. So this is the start of them banking me onto the approach. I can turn this down, again, another zoom. So you can see that pink line is the start of the approach. I'm only 13 miles off now. I've only been in the air 18 minutes. So we're now at that ILS altitude, so I can bring up the throttle slightly. We want to bring it up slightly. One thing I'm interested in as well, I haven't actually checked this, is how much fuel does this thing use? Because the FSX default 737 has a weird bug where it can sometimes use a stupid amount of fuel on takeoff. How bad is this thing? It hasn't picked up anything actually, it hasn't picked it up because I haven't actually followed the route that it gave me. Because obviously I do need to follow the approach. Well, there you go, we've been cleared it now. We've been cleared the approach. 120. See, they are really now putting me on the approach. And then once I've intercepted it, so that's the only thing they gave me. So just tune them out. We're on the Guernsey Tower now. 6 miles to intercepting, and then once we intercept it I can plug in. Also make sure you keep your mouse click over the altitude button, because when you click approach it disables altitude, but it doesn't appear, from my experience it doesn't actually follow the altitude, so just to say, yeah. So 120 looks, yeah, so it's we're just getting onto it now. So I'll pop that down one more. So we're now 3 miles away. Once we're 3 miles away, so like now this will start appearing, and I can click on the approach. Well, I'll deactivate heading mode and activate approach. It'll also deactivate altitude. We want to keep the altitude until we reach FI09. Then I take manual control. So we do need to slow down now for landing. So I can plug down that a bit. I'll pop in the flaps. Start to anyway, and then we can land. So it looks like this is basically all that's on the ground here. These guys are not going to be on the ground here. They're probably at Jersey, and this one's probably flying. So there you go. We're now only 1 mile away. So it's now time we arm the approach now, because we've just reached it. So I'm going to arm it, and this thing will automatically follow it. I will put in the altitude as well, make sure that it follows the altitude until we've fully established ourselves on it. So this is the pink line we're aiming to follow. Obviously, this will go pink once we've reached it, this section there. Also, I'll move the heading back to 0 since we've finished with that for now. So you've just been cleared to land now. So this thing is now going to start following the approach. So we give the landing clearance, I've just acknowledged that. So I've got full flaps now, slow it down some more. It will start beeping at us because for some reason it doesn't like going past certain flaps without the gear being down. So I'll pop those gear down now. There's a flyby view of the gear opening. And this thing has gone a bit too high. For some reason, even though I plugged it into just 2000 and I haven't taken manual control yet. So now is when we want, so obviously in the Airbus or Boeing, whatever, you have 2 pink dots or diamonds. In this you just have this pink sort of arrow kite looking thing. So I want to disable the autopilot now. So I've disabled the autopilot, I want to slow it down and then follow that pink thing there. Or maybe not, because it does look we're a bit too high, and this isn't telling us to go down. So I might have to do it manually. Yeah, it's not telling us to go down, so I will just do it on my own. That is the problem with default, like little default sort of free aircraft like this. There's the systems in them, they're not as good. So I'll put down the throttle to basically idle now. As you can see, this thing is way too fast. It's not realistic, is it? Because I've got flaps full, I've got the gear open, I've got the throttle on idle, and it's still managing to do 180 mile an hour. It's not great, but there you go. Just land it. This thing again, it's not great to land, but we got it down. It's really not great to land this thing, but we've landed it successfully. It is still a bit, but we've made it. And it has slowed down enough, so I'll hold the clock there. exit the runway now. Flaps can come back down. Think about it, I could have put down spoilers, but I didn't think about that. So now we need to wait here, because I need to activate GSX in the gate that we get given. So on a taxi to parking and fueling, we're gonna taxi to parking. So here they have no gates, just parking stands. So we're gonna just says taxi to general aviation parking. I'm not sure which one they've given me. They haven't really given me one, so I will just put G8 medium in once, and then I'll click no. And then EasyJet can do the handling. So there you go, a little freeze while it loads it in. And I'll just follow to there because it does appear that we haven't really been given any sort of stand. We've just been told go to general aviation parking. Which stand have I actually accepted? Because I don't see any ground crew anywhere. Well, we've been assigned a specific stand, have we? It would be nice if it told me which stand I was actually parking on. I don't even know where my ground crew... Oh, never mind, the ground crew, it turns out, are at this exact gate. It just so happens. I don't think there's going to be a marshaller here, or anyone, unfortunately, to guide us in. Too small airport for that. Yeah, there's no marshaller here, but we have been given, there is a pushback tug there. And there are 2 other Flybees on the ground, but that's it. Very quiet. I mean, it is Jersey, so I can't really expect anything else. And of course, those Flybees are Dash 8s, which is good. Very good. So I'm not entirely sure where to stop here, so it will be a bit of an off parking, but I've got no help at all, so go a little bit further like that. I'll leave it like that. It appears to be turning the engines off itself. No, it actually didn't, just did that. So that's enough for now. Turn off the engines, and then we need to set the parking brake because there's no wheel chocks or anything. And then we need to deboard. Remember, we have 43 people. Lovely. Click enter. And there it is. Yeah, that wasn't very good parking. I love that it's... What? Like, that wasn't very good parking. It looks pretty good to me, considering there was no marshaller at all. One of these guys is going off to Birmingham. I'm not sure which one. So, next job now is just turn off the Skytrack. So, stop recording that. We will do the flight back as well. So, I can just... I'll book that now. So, flight search. Good, see? And then we're in a Dash 8 and we're flying back to Southampton. So we'll do the 10:15 one offline, different departure time. So departure time will be, let's say 9, I don't know, it won't take long to get this off the ground, will it? I'll just say 9:55 for now. It's 9:36 now. So dispatch, and then today we have 71 passengers on board. Fuel, same as the flight here, so I can leave that. And our takeoff weight is 54,885. That's all I need to do. So that's that. And our flight level is FL180. So it is faster. Distance is apparently 183 miles. Oh, that's why. Very strange bug in the route, obviously. The route that they've planned takes us, well, past Southampton and then land again, which obviously I will not be following. I will not be listening to that. I'll be using my own system. Alright, so in that case, then I think we are going to put down the cruising altitude to a more sensible 160, knowing that has been planned for a much longer route. Because obviously I'm not going to be using that route, I'm going to be using my own route. So I'm going to go back on the flight sim, unpause it, and then we want to load in the brand new flight. So, flight planner. So clear that, and then we want to go from Guernsey to Southampton. Egghey, that's this one. IFR, High Altitude Railways, found the route. So this is a much better route, takes us out and then in, much better route than the other one. And then we're going to be cruising today at 16,000 feet. So we'll save that.
Clear to Birmingham Airport. Filed. Fly runway heading. Climb and maintain.
Lovely.
1,000.
And then fuel and payload. Fuel needs to be 2,000 in each tank. Same as the way here. Payload, bring that up to about 16,000. Gross weight is 53, so we're still 1,000 off. So I think the baggage can come up since there's more people on board. Giving us a total of, yep, that is our, just right basically. So click OK, and that's this flight finalised, ready. So
Jersey 502, feedback correct. Contact ground on 121.8.
hold it out, and then we can start boarding again for the flight back. So today we have 71, so it will take longer to board. Boarding requested, waiting for other services to complete. So it'll finish the deboarding, and then we can get on. So obviously we do still need to wait. So I won't request IFR clearance yet. We're still waiting for the bus to arrive to deboard people.
Ground, Jersey 502, ready to taxi.
So this is a flight to Birmingham going
Jersey
off.
502, taxi to and hold short of runway 9er via taxiway Alpha Delta. Contact tower on 119.905 when ready. Taxiing, hold short runway 9er.
So it's boarding passengers now. This thing doesn't have any.
Jersey 502.
This thing doesn't have any. What are they called now? Doesn't have any baggage that needs doing. It never does. So this one this happens to be leaving. Oh, a slight bug. So Jack is actually a COA, and then a COA. Oh, they all say a COA on them. Well, that's great, isn't it? They all have the same like registration on the side. How am I supposed to know? No, never mind. So that one's off to Birmingham now. It is very fitting, isn't it? -8 here. It's like it's meant to be here. And I will also reset the clock. Ready for our next flight. Plug in out. Plug in nav. Altitude will probably be, well, since we're cruising a bit higher, it'll probably be around. I will actually no, I won't touch it for now. So today's route, we're going out as far as the Jersey VOR. How far is it? 140 miles, so it is a bit further. But it's still 45 miles under what the other one suggested. So they're just deboarding us now still. So we'll do the flight back, then maybe we can either do some airport CEO. If anyone, because I probably will only do airport CEO with other games, because I have noticed it really isn't doing very well. Like in terms, so okay, go. So that's just been completed. Enter number of passengers. Oh great. 71. I always forget. Is it prioritises that window over the other one? But it doesn't matter. I wanted to request IFR clearance anyway. So I've been cleared to 13,000. So acknowledge that 13,000 is where we want to go on the out. Which means I can plug in the nav. 2. Autopilot is actually still on, so I'll plug out. What? I don't understand how the autopilot is still on. I turned it off, but never mind. So the trim can just go at 0 because I haven't put in the autopilot yet. Because the trim does seem pretty irrelevant. No, I didn't want to request taxi. Oh great. I accidentally clicked that. I thought I had to click it. No, I don't. I don't have to click it.
Alpha Delta, contact tower on 119.905 when ready.
Hopefully I'm not going to get in the way of any landing aircraft now. Because I might. So look, the bus that deboarded us has just disappeared, and the flight that is the thing that's boarding us, the bus, is now here. So very quick turnaround.
Taxiing, hold short, runway 9er, using taxi.
I acknowledge that. Turn on progressive taxi, so we do know which way we're taxiing back. Again, always do it from GSX's point of view. This is the point of view they'll taxi you. So we want to go left, even though it's my right, it's their left. So you always go off what GSX is seeing. So now we've started to board people. Once the boarding's finished, I can start the Skytrack. Actually, I'll just do that now to save doing it later. So I get Skytrack. Actually, I'll cross this off and then fetch bookings. And here it is, the flight back. So start recording. Again, so you can see it started recording. I will check later to make sure that it has picked up that we've started. We've started taxiing. So yeah, if you've just joined us, we've done Southampton to Guernsey, rewind to watch that flight, and we've deboarded. Now we're boarding again to do the flight back to Southampton. So I know, so if you've missed the first flight, if you want to see it, rewind. If not, stay with me now, and we're just about to do a flight. Oh look, this one there is going to Gatwick. I'm off to Southampton. So that one there is just taking off to Birmingham. That one's going to Gatwick, and then I'll be disappearing off then. The lights on that plane are way too bright. They're stupidly bright. I don't know why it's boarding 81, because I still told it that there was only 71 people on here. Steep climb. Yeah, it's boarding 81, even though I told it to board 71, so I'm a bit confused about that. So I wonder who will be first off then. I don't mind, he'll be first off because he's already started pushing back. Actually, no, he's not started pushing back, has he? Because one thing I do forget is that the AI, for some reason, they push back a little bit to mean that they're ready. And then they'll wait. Oh, never mind, he's ready to taxi straight away. So he will be going first. Because we're not boarded yet, we're just about to finish, and then we actually need to push back. So the thing is, it might give me priority because I've accidentally said I'm taxiing already, but it's no longer accidental taxiing because it is now time for me to go. So prepare for pushback and departure. We want to go left, so nose goes right. Yep. You want to start engines before pushback? No. So we're just getting ready to push ourselves back now, and Jersey Airport will be empty. So here we are in the cockpit, ready to start.
We're ready for pushback.
Yep, ready for pushback. I'm ready for pushback. Tell me when they'll tell me now when they've locked the gear and it's time for me to leave. They will tell me. I hope they don't tell that guy to wait for me because I'm gonna be longer.
Locking gear.
There you go, they've just locked the gear in place now. And then this guy will go back to his position and I'll tell him to release my parking brakes. I love that walk, it's just so stupid. It just flows.
Departure check complete.
Release parking brakes, yeah, I've just released them.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Commencing push, they've told me clear to start engines, so just starting the engines now. That guy has gone ahead of me. So it does appear that you still don't get in the way of the AI because you haven't started moving yet. So the engines, there you go, you can see them start spinning now. Just pushing back, make sure the fuel load is all spinning redone. So we have 2,000 in each tank. Yeah, that's what we want. So we're being pushed back now. There is a plane ahead of me, but I think they'll be leaving first easily. Yeah, they're easily going to be gone by the time I even get a taxi in, because obviously I do have to go through all that. Everyone's just left like all at once. Weird. So I'll just pause this a minute. Check that it says we have started our taxi. So I can get moving again. I'm really liking the quality on this stream though, it's really good quality. As always, I am using my Cytec yoke. Cytec Pro yoke. Yeah, pre-flight taxi. Yeah, I've checked that definite now. So it's all good. So it's been pushed back. Now. Check that both fuel tanks are working. This one has gone down from 2001 to 2000, so should mean that it's working again, which is strange because that's the first time it's ever worked properly. Set parking brakes, yep, just set them. So we have got a parking brake warning to say that the parking brake is on. None of the other warnings are on, so good. Just testing them. So this guy will come, disconnect, they'll go back to their positions and then we can leave. Really, it does appear to have started lagging slightly. I think that's the game. Might be. Yeah, it's a game because on outside view it's fine. Yeah, the outside view does appear to have gone slightly laggy, unfortunately. I don't know why, because actually, has this guy got his landing lights on? I think that sometimes lags out the game. No, it hasn't. I can't explain that though. It doesn't matter. Left is clear, right is clear, which means we should now be allowed to leave. I'll say have a good trip when it's time for me to leave. Have a good trip. There you go. Put it into flaps 5 for takeoff. And there you go. We started going again. Flight to Gatwick is just taking off now, so he is well ahead of me. There will be no need to wait. And there's his hideous, really bright landing lights, which is why I don't turn mine on. It's on this Dash 8. For whatever reason, they are so bright. You don't notice them so much in the day, but when it's a bit darker, you really do notice them. So that guy's off, just rotating right next to me. Also, you guys seem to be enjoying the stream on the Dash 8. I'm having a lot more people sort of watching than I did with the stream on the 737, so I don't know if it's because I've been streaming longer, or whether it's because maybe this game's more, like, maybe this aircraft's more popular. Because I am doing more than I did in the 737, I'll agree that. I'm doing a lot more in terms of, I'm actually physically doing more in the plane. It's not as boring. It's not just flying and just sort of chatting, I am actually doing stuff the whole time. Which is what I like about this plane. You're always doing stuff. Like, even if the actual plane itself is simple to fly, because of all the fact that, this is what I like about the default aircraft though, is because they're default, they're really, really annoying to fly in terms of some of their systems, which just keeps you alert and keeps you doing stuff. Also, I have tried, there's a default 777, a default 757, and Fly UK do cargo variants of them, and they're rubbish. Those some of the default aircraft, I will say, they are unflyable, but there is an FSX default 747, which is actually quite a good quality. So if anyone would like me, there are some short flights I can do, not a lot, but a few on any day of the week, a few, in a 747 cargo. So if anyone would like me to do that, because I've reached the rank for that now. Also, I do a bit of flying with private planes. So anyone who would like to join me, maybe we can do like a Sunday morning fly around. Because the one nice thing with Flying Club is it records my hours. It doesn't count on my profile, but it counts as active flights. But I can go anywhere I like. I don't have to stick to schedules. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to use a private plane. I can use one of these. I can use an ep2 and fly wherever I want with like a route plugged in. I can do anything I want. But here we are at the runway, so it's time to tune the tower and request takeoff clearance.
Lima 674, ready for IFR departure, runway 9er. Foxtrot Lima 674.
It clears straight away.
Runway 9er. Cleared for takeoff.
So I'll acknowledge the takeoff clearance and get underway.
Lima 674.
So just as a little check, there are only a couple of things you need to check. So first of all, no warning lights. Flaps 5, geared down. So, well, toga I guess. Run the clock. 100 miles per hour, I'm pretty sure it is in this thing. V1 rotates. I don't know what, you don't really need to see that in this because this thing honestly, the speed that it leaves the ground is so stupid. Positive right, gear up, plug in the autopilot and then tune that up to 2,500, push it to our initial climb, which is 13,000 feet today. That's initial climb altitude. So we always go 2,500 initial climb and then 1,800 for the next bit of climb. Tune Guernsey departure. And plug that down, and then we also want to throttle it back slightly to about 95% for climb. There you go, I'm happy with that. Whoa, whoa, we're in some turbulence here. One thing this thing does seem to get affected by quite heavily is turbulence. Whoa, we're getting a bit of turbulence there. Whoa. Even on fair weather, you do seem to get a small bit of turbulence in FSX, and this thing is impacted by it heavily. This doesn't have any seatbelt signs as well. It's one thing I've noticed looking around. This thing has no seatbelt signs. So if you're wondering why aren't you doing that, there are no seatbelt signs. Oh, that's the flight to Gatwick. It was ahead of me, I think. Jersey 906. Yeah, that was the one going to Gatwick. Coming on to Jersey approach, once I pass 10,000 I'll be handed off to, probably it'll be London Centre or Brest Centre, most likely, depending on where I am at the time. Probably be Brest Centre, because we're going over Jersey and then flying back the other way. It's a bit odd, is instead of just going straight to Southampton, we're heading away from Southampton and then heading towards Southampton. It's just how the airways work around here. You do need to go in that sort of pattern. So we're just flying over Jersey at the moment, and we should see some quite nice planes on the ground here. There's always planes on the ground in Jersey. Might see one taking off, I don't know. See what's on the ground now, if I can load in. I can't do that. Okay, tower. I want to go runway, EGJJ. I have to do it from inside cam. Oh well, I can't view it then. I think I have to wait until I'm in a certain position, otherwise the plane just gets in the way. There you go. That's pretty good. I can see a plane down there. I can see its wing just poking up. Doesn't appear there's anything though. It's not a great view really. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just based on how, because I'm a bit too far away, so high up for it. The speed about 350 miles per hour is what we want. We're at 94% with the initial climb altitude, which is what we want, and they are handing us over to Brest Centre.
Foxtrot, Lima 674.
So they've just gone to Brest Centre now, and then we'll turn, and then as soon as we get sort of beyond northern France, start heading into England, we'll go over to the London Centre, then we'll descend probably onto the Southampton approach, no, it was Solent approach I think it was, last time or something like that. So 4 minutes in, we're just passing 10,000, so I can throttle back that climb to about 1900 feet, so back to sort of standard climb instead of using just the normal sort of initial climb. We've passed initial climb now basically, we've just passed the Jersey VOR now, and then we're turning on to Akiki, which is in 34 miles. So also there's no approach at all that has been loaded in yet, no approach at all. Jersey 3525 has just also joined the Brest Centre, so lots of, because Jersey is the call sign for Flybe, so there's quite a few Flybes. All the Dash 8s are Flybes, and the Embraer as well, that's Flybe. This one, I think that'll be a Thomas Cook or a BA. These are Ryanairs, these are BAs. And this is a Thomas Cook, and then this is either a BA or an EasyJet. It's an EasyJet, this particular one. And this one it's a BA, and this one is a Thomas Cook. It's quite cool, I do like it. You could just like sort of move around the map looking at all sorts of planes. The reflection's kind of odd. I'm not sure whether that's this plane or what, but it's kind of an odd reflection. Also, like, this screen for some reason it's not showing anything. I can click on it and it will show you what it is, but it won't tell me what it is. Climb to 16,000 and proceed on course, that's exactly what we want. So 16,000 is our cruising altitude, we've been cleared up to cruising altitudes. If we want it back a bit now, we're higher. It's about 90%. Speed will go back a bit, but I can just get it up again. Speedbird 506, that's BA, Speedbird is. That's so, a ton of new EasyJets have popped up on the map as well. Almost at our cruising altitude now, which means I can throttle it back slightly more to about a 75 position on my throttle stick, which is about, I think it's about 80% instinct at cruising, I'm not sure. It's not quite 75% that it says it is. So there we are, we have now reached cruising altitude. This will go to 0 when we've actually fully reached the altitude that it wants us to go to. Turns out it won't reach 0, it'll just freeze out. I think. Maybe I thought it did go to 0, but maybe it doesn't. It does go to 0, so we're now at cruising altitude. The speed should now start increasing once. We want this to be between 80 and 85. So I'll move the throttle up slightly, and we're aiming for about 395 on the true airspeed. The ground speed is just based on the wind. What we want to follow is the true airspeed. We want this to be about between 390 and 400 is the cruising speed in this thing. I mean, obviously in real life I think it's slightly slower, but obviously this being a freeware aircraft, that's just how it works. Because between 80 and 90%, particularly 80 to 85% is around about sort of cruise throttle. So this is this thing's cruising altitude, the cruising speed. there you go, we're now at cruise. Just about to turn at Kiki in 7 miles. How long to go now? 87 miles. So in the next 10-20 miles we will also get, we'll actually get our approach, which is kind of crazy. It does come quite quickly. Jersey 906, that's the one. Again, that is the same one that is going to Gatwick. It's only slightly ahead of me, and it's going. Obviously, it will be going further down than me because it's going as far as Gatwick. I'm only going, so it's doing the same route as me as far as about here. But then from there, it will start to follow a different route and go on towards Gatwick. I'm actually going to Southampton. So Garmy is the next waypoint. We're just going straight on. Alton was the last waypoint. But it's basically a straight line now. And our true airspeed is about 393, just about what we wanted, basically. The true airspeed. Unfortunately, again, the sun does seem to have a weird reflection on this thing. It turns everything really, really stupidly. Like, really, it's basically like having the light on, the panel light on, when it's actually off. I don't think there's a way to dim it, unfortunately. What's this do? That's the trim position indicator. That's the rudder trim. So they're just trim, they are. I wonder what that 4269 plane is. I don't understand. Is it EasyJet that doesn't have a call sign, or Ryanair doesn't have a call sign, or both? Because I know Shamrock is Aer Lingus. I know Speedbird is BA, and I know Jersey is Fly B. I don't know about the other ones though. So because there is a Ryanair in the area. And they just go out of it and go back in, and it just seems to reset the audio. Got one other person watching that has been watching for the duration of this flight. Yeah, 393. It can't be Ryanair then, because there's more than one, so that means it's easy. But it could also be Thomas Cook, because I know Thomas Cook is Kestrel, but maybe they don't use that in this game, because I do know they haven't recorded it. But I do know is I don't know. I think EasyJet's call sign is just Easy. I don't know about Ryan. I don't actually know what Ryanair's call sign is, and I do know that because TUI's call sign is Tui or Chewy or whatever, and then you've got I know EasyJet's is Easy, and I know Thomas Cook's is Kestrel. I'm pretty sure. Tanks are working, which is nice. Barely ever happened in this particular plane, so it's a very nice occasion. So going along like the sort of cruise bit I want to be doing, and the sort of percentage I want to be, like this percentage of torque I want to be at. I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm not being given. Oh, there's a Thomas Cook 757 there. I am kind of surprised that I haven't been given my approach yet. I have
traffic at 2 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 390, Airbus A320, report limit site. 3223, traffic at 2 o'clock, 3 miles at flight level 380, Boeing 757, report limit site. 3223, traffic in sight. Foxtrot, Lima 674.
I've just been handed over to the London Centre. They will presumably give me my... That's my plane here, by the way. I'm flying in Dash 8. Also, this same Dash 8 also is used in their Nordic Sky expansion as well. So it's flying around Nordic areas, and it's actually very nice. Really, a plane that was just behind me. I'm not sure where it is actually, but it just got carried over to the London Centre at exactly the same time as me, which implies that it's actually quite close. Maybe. There you go, I've been given my approach. ILS 20. So I'll acknowledge that ILS 20 given, so ILS 20 and it's vectors ILS. I want to activate that. So it is obviously on the other side of the airport, so we're heading right around. I actually want to go into nav so I can change the heading to how we want it. So we're heading into this one here. We want to go 040. So we want us to head away from the airport and then head back onto the airport, I assume. Sounds about right to me. So we head sort of this way and then turn around and land. It sounds about right. Yeah, this flight is obviously a lot longer than the flight here. It's just to do with how the airways work. I could have used a cruising altitude at 180 and it still would have been fine because I think I spent quite a while at cruising altitude. Also, as in, like, same in my Euro Truck Simulator stream, I do notice there is a creaking sound quite often. Unfortunately, that's my chair. I've got a gaming chair, but it does seem to be quite squeaky sometimes. I don't know why though, it's just very squeaky. I think it's easy to hear in Euro Truck Simulator because it's a very quiet game. This is a loud game. So, like, even when Euro Truck Simulator is on full volume, it's going to quiet game for some reason. I don't really know why. It's just, you know, you're inside a sealed cab, aren't you? I mean, I'm inside a sealed cab here, but I mean, seriously, like, even a V8 truck engine is a lot quieter than 2 turbo fans. It's a lot quieter. So, and also I'm going a lot slower, so the sound of the air is a lot different. So now, because we're near London, all of these have started coming in. So obviously all these B8 777s are on there. We've got some 737s, small ones, got A321s. You know, basically got a bit of everything now. Oh, here you go, I've just been told. Flight left head in 010, which is what I want actually, because it means we are heading closer towards Southampton, and we're just getting us on the approach path. I've just been told to descend down to ILS altitude, which is 3,000 feet, and then we want to go about 1,600, and then we also want to turn that down a little bit, because I am going too fast. I'm only 19.7 miles away from intercepting that approach, but it's not moving. Oh, it is actually getting closer. I mean, very slowly, but that seems kind of odd. Maybe it's a slight miscalculation by it there. Because I don't think according to this, it's only 39 miles. We were given the approach quite late, I think. Compared to normal. Except for that really annoying turbulence we got. Oh wow, they will give me a traffic alert about this, I suspect. It looks like another Flybe-8 very close to me. So I suspect they're going to give me a traffic alert. Normally they do. I mean, I'm pretty close to him. I mean, I couldn't be a lot closer, could I? I mean, seriously. Normally they give you traffic alerts for stuff I can't see. I mean, this is like the one time I can actually see an aircraft. They don't give me the alert. Odd. There you go. Jersey 906. Hang a minute. Isn't that the one that took off from Guernsey with me? Is that the one that took off from Guernsey with me? Oh look, so where was it from? That was the flight before. That was clearing to land. No, that was 502. No, it is a different one. Oh yeah, traffic's in sight. Just want to confirm that with them. Odd. But I can see it. I think the like the draw distance on AI planes might be longer. Because normally I can't see AI planes that well, but that one I saw instantly. I suspect that's 2 planes up there that are quite close. Can't see them obviously. Right, because they are a bit too far away. I think I'm descending slightly too slowly, so I am going to plug it up a little bit. So right now, I think that's Southampton Airport. Yeah, we've just been told to go on to the approach, but I think Southampton Airport's somewhere around there. Because I have to, basically I have to fly past it, and then bank back around and land on it. Is what we're going to be doing.
0.225 for Foxtrot, Lima 674.
We are going slightly too fast still, so I will plug it back again slightly. Because the airspeed we want is about 375, so we are getting a bit too fast. Could be part of the problem of why we're a bit too high. Now that goes blank, that little thing there, because there's no longer a want there. There's just nothing there anymore. Right. That same, like, that person's been around all flight. Very nice. Whoever is watching, very, very nice. It's always nice to have quite a few viewers. Always nice. Means that people actually want to watch what you're producing, which is always nice on YouTube, because it means that it's not just a complete waste of time that you're producing content. People actually like it, and that's what I want to do with YouTube. Is obviously I do want to play games. It's something I really enjoy, but you know, anyone else sitting there and it's a nice Sunday morning or evening or whatever time zone you're in, most people I suspect are from the UK on this channel, so that'll be Sunday morning. No, it's a Saturday anyway. But Saturday morning, you know, just sitting there, maybe eating their breakfast or whatever, looking up, you know, scrolling through YouTube, I do the same. So, you know, just having a nice little scroll through YouTube, and you come across me and you go, oh, I'll watch that, and I'll eat my breakfast with it. That makes me happy, because it means that someone wants to watch it. They think it's a good idea to spend their morning watching it. Really like it. So we haven't actually been given any directions yet, but we're 15 miles, we're quite close now. I'm going to have to turn around quite soon. We're just by Southampton Airport. Southampton Airport is that there. So I assume yeah, we're flying past it and then banking round and landing. We're going to have to do that pretty quickly, I suspect, isn't it? There's a lot of BAs in the area now. There weren't before, but there are now. Contact Farnborough approach. I wonder what they're giving me over to Farnborough, because that's the approach for Heathrow, I think. I don't know what, I might as well stay on the Southampton approach, really. I think that's weird, I do seem to be heading away from the ILS, which is kind of odd. I assume this approach is going to give me my new directions. Because I'm actually heading away from Southampton Airport, basically. I'm coming up to it now. So I would like to be given some directions. But I will just have to start doing it myself, because I actually need to turn onto the ILS pretty much now, really. I'm starting to head away from it. Oh, the tinny cockpit in this is actually quite rubbish. Seriously though, I'm quite low now. I would like to start turning round about here. There it is. There's the bank. That's quite a big one too. 325. That's basically almost. Yeah, look, that's what I was waiting for. Was that? got traffic apparently, just behind me.
Airbus A320. Report them in sight.
6 o'clock, 2 miles. Oh, they're very high. Much higher than me. I don't see them, I'm just going to say I do. I suspect they're Speedboard 307, that's presumably coming into land at Heathrow. Because BA don't fly. I think maybe the odd city flyer goes out of Southampton, I'm not really sure, but definitely no mainstream BA go out of it. Another lot! At 7 o'clock this time. I see none, I don't see any. That's presumably, yeah, I don't know. Just says see it, stop it. I can actually get a word in it. I can't get a word in. Oh, come on. I can't get a word in on the ATC. I hate when that happens. I can't get a word in. There you go, just got the word in there. And we have now reached the altitude, so maybe we didn't need to go faster, I don't know. But now we're going super fast, which is just how it seems to work. So there you go, so I think it's time to go full flaps.
Turn left heading 230, descend and maintain 1,800, clear ILS, runway 20, approach, maintain 1,800.
230.
On the localizer. Contact Southampton Tower.
And I'm also going to go down to 1800 too.
Turn left heading 230, descend and maintain 1,800. Southampton
Contact the tower, and then this thing is actually getting faster. I don't know how, but it is. How is it getting faster? I've deployed the flaps. I've throttled back and it is now slowing down. Well, I'll plug it onto the approach now. Being told, go straight in. I'm very low now though. I can see the airport, I think, maybe. This is kind of odd, I actually don't see it. It's that way. I don't see it anywhere. Like literally anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. Am I just being blind? I don't see it anywhere. I reckon it's behind that because I'm not actually turning on to it yet. I think I have to slow down a bit too early maybe. There you go, I see it now. Yeah, I think it was just hidden behind this white thing here. Oh, Flybe's just left Southampton. Now hopefully there's enough space for me at Southampton. There's only 3 gates, so hopefully there's enough space for this thing, because when I was there it was full, so... And one plane landed and got my slot, and then the next one that landed just disappeared because there wasn't room for it. There we go. I see it now, so I'm going to open up the gear. It is a bit early. I'm doing this all a bit early, but I think they did vector me on a bit early for some reason. Normally they do it a bit earlier than that. So I'm not that early. And also, we don't want to go too fast. I mean, the land I did in Jersey, for those of you who were watching at the time, it was a lot longer. This flight has been about 10 minutes longer than the flight there. Just because of how stupid it was. It was really silly. You're right. I see there is a... That Embraer, is that the same one that was there when we were there? Because I remember there was an Embraer parked there when we... Because it could just be one that's stationed there for a little bit. There you go, I'm satisfied with how much we're slowing down now. Because Because about 1,800 feet, so I don't need to really say. I will take it out now. Because I've just been cleared to land, which means I can take it out, and I will. I put us down to 100 so that this can hopefully follow it and decide when I should land. I don't think that system works though. I am pointing it down slightly, so maybe it does work. Because we're only 4 miles off, so I will start poking it down more than this is saying. I don't think it works somehow. Maybe it does actually, because I'm following it and I am going down at a very slight rate. Actually, no, it doesn't work, does it? And it's left me with the same issue now. I'm a bit too high. Because there's nothing to guide me. I don't understand how this thing can possibly be going so fast. I mean, it's in flaps full, basically on idle. But I don't understand how it's going so fast. There you go, now put it into idle, it does appear to be doing better. We're a bit low now actually. So I'll plug in a bit more speed and that should hopefully fix it. Yep. Yeah, it is a little bit low. Honestly, I do hate having to just base it off that. It's not great, is it? But there you go, gone idle, and it's a bit of an early landing actually. Oh, actually, I think we're bang on the touchdown zone. That's the touchdown zone there. Very smooth landing and much easier than the last time. And here we are. Just landed.
Foxtrot Lima 674, turn next taxiway.
Turn next taxiway, yep. Lovely. And great, it is full. It appears that it is full.
Foxtrot Lima 674, contact ground.
So I'm not sure what we're going to do there. It does appear that it's full, so they might.
1.775, Foxtrot Lima 674.
So tune ground. Okay, I have to request taxi to parking because the gates are full. So they're just going to tell me go to general aviation parking. So they've given me a stand just for there. I'm guessing it'll be parking 2. EasyJet the one. Yeah, it is parking 2. Also, there won't be a marshaller because it's a general aviation stand, but that's all they had free. There was no, but luckily I do fit. There was still those 2 spaces available. But there was no gates available, unfortunately. But this is good enough. It still fits. It's still big enough to fit this thing. So they could just do with making the airport a bit larger. That's all. It's one of those really annoying gates where it does actually. So there you go. I'm happy with that. I think that's good enough. That was engine auto start that was on. I accidentally turned it on. Bit of a problem. So we'll set parking brakes, which is done when I press that, but it does nothing. Like, I can't actually move that. So we wanna do that. Request deboarding. Number of passengers 71. Maybe this time it actually gives it 71. It's trying to auto start the engines, but I don't want it to. What I'll do. There you go. To shut this thing off, since it is the end. Oh, there was. I think there was a marshal, but he was just inside the building. I've requested deboarding, so I'm just waiting for them. There it is. So while that takes its time, I'll just quickly stop recording that. Cross that off, because we're not going to be doing another flight. We might be doing some airport CO, possibly. If I have sort of enough there. Enough time. I'll see how long it is once we've deboarded these guys. Pretty good parking though in terms of on the line, considering I had no marshaller. This is one of those really annoying stands for some reason. Look, there's a sudden turn. There you go, they're just unloading now. Yeah, there's 3. Obviously, there is all this general aviation parking. Right, how much are they done with this then? There's no one landing. There's no room. So there's an Embraer there, but then there's also 2 -8s. I'm obviously one of the -8s as well. I'm a -8. I'm the same model -8 as them, like in terms of like the model. You can hear people outside my room after again, just kind of factory talking, so yeah. Taking their time, aren't they? You know what, since it's a live stream, since I've actually finished flying now, I don't need to do the flight, so I'm just going to end it there. We'll see how long was this flight? Right, I can turn this off now. Hour and 40 minutes this has been going, so quite a while. One thing I'm just going to test quickly is those AI, do they actually copy into here, or do they not? I'm guessing they don't, like the liveries for them. No, the liveries for them are not here, actually. So weirdly, my logbook doesn't seem to actually work. I'll just click details and it seems to have frozen the game. Click details, nothing at all. That's just info about that. There are plenty of missions in this game as well, I've noticed. There's quite a few missions. So I was thinking also you can buy like mission packs. I was thinking maybe I could do that and do that on YouTube. It comes under sort of this sort of thing, like airline pilot. But really, there's only 2 airline runs. They're the only 2 that actually come with the game. But anyway, I think that is enough for now. Thank you for watching this lovely Mad Chili video. Well, it's a stream, isn't it? But never mind.